Hey, this is video number 27 in support of the playlist for 3D Experience CATIA generative shape design. I will be moving on to the surface tab in the generative shape design, and the icon that's going to be discussed is the extrude icon. So when you're in generative shape design, if you select the surface tab, there is uh, a pull-up menu here, and the thing that we're going to be discussing is this extrude. Here is the dialog box that you get by clicking on the extrude, and we're going to be looking at different things that we can do with it. Dimensions don't matter here, so we're just doing things on the fly. All right, I will, for creating a surface, the extrude is probably the one of the simplest ones that you can make. So on a plane, any plane, you can draw a two-dimensional sketch. I did a spline here, and I'm going to be extruding that. But for a reason that may not be obvious to you, what I will do, I will also make a direction. Okay. For example, let me do it kind of arbitrarily in space. Let me go make a line. And for me to make a line, I'm going to make 2 points on a plane. On this plane, one point like that, and another one again on a plane, on this time on this plane, kind of like this. So if we draw a line now, it's going to be in an arbitrary direction, pretty much arbitrary. Now, also while I'm at it, I'm going to make 2 planes here perpendicular to these ends. So a plane perpendicular or normal to a curve. There is the curve at that location. I'll do another one down here. You'll see why I'm doing these things in a minute. Okay, good. All right. All right, select the surface tab. Here's the extrude. You click on it. It says, what is the profile? The profile is right here. The spline that I made. You can put some length, extrude it in this direction. And if you do this thing, it goes symmetrically up and down. But if you want a different value to go down, there we are. Okay, so far so good. All right. Now, you also have a direction. The direction by default is perpendicular to the surface. Incidentally, I can flip these. Everything will flip. The direction is by default perpendicular to the plane where the sketch was drawn, the spline was drawn. But you can also use the you can also select your direction if you want. You can select this line, see that? This line, and it's going to be extruded in that direction. Okay, you can see. So what happened? You got extruded in this direction. And once again, you can change these things as you wish. Now, I want to show you what is the purpose of those planes. So let me actually go ahead and choose the default direction being the direction Z. Okay, so it got extruded. Let me see for a second. This is what happened. Now, if this is the default, by the way, it was the default. Let me cancel this just to convince you. Click default direction, and I'm gonna, yeah, there we are. Now, if you looked at the dialog box, you also have the option of, instead of length, saying up to element. If you select up to element, it says what element. So, for example, I can select this plane. Notice that it gets extruded up to that plane. See, the plane, you see that the plane is at the tilt. Therefore, the height is going to be different. And here I can say up to this element. So if you look at the view, kind of hard to see what's going on here. But if you look at it from this angle, here are the two parallel plates. Here are two parallel plates. Notice that this spline that we drew here is extruded in the direction that was given up to that plane and down to this plane. Now, let me do a better geometry. So let me close this. Let me actually get rid of all of these. Delete. Okay. All right. This thing another try. So on that horizontal plane, I will sketch the spline. Like that. Exit. And instead of a tilted direction and those planes at the top and the bottom, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create two planes offset from this plane. From this plane, let me put down 150, maybe higher, 500, right there. And another plane, again, offset from the same one by minus that, or minus 300, minus 200. How about that? Good. So we have two planes. Now, because I'm using a default direction, so if I say go to surface and go to extrude, I can select this, and instead of length, you say up to element. Which element? That element. And the second limit, again, up to element. Which element? This element. And there we are. Okay. Let me undo these. Control Z. Okay. Let me also create a point on that plane. So wireframe point on this plane, doesn't matter where, there. Okay. And then we say another point on this plane, there. Now both of these points are in that plane. You can see that. Okay. So let me go back to surface, and we're going to extrude. We're going to extrude this up to element, the element being that point. It's going to take you the same point. And for this one, again, up to element, the element being this point. And there we are. Okay. So the point is that up to element, you can select a surface or a plane, or even a surface if you had one, and or a point. The line, I'm not sure, so let's go ahead and figure it out. So on that plane, let me sketch a line. Let's see if we can use it as limit. Okay, so illustration. I'm going to delete this extrude. Oh, what that one? No Z. I want to delete that extrude. Delete. Okay, let's see what we got. So extrude this up to element. Can I use the line? No, it won't let you do the line. It can allows you to find a point. Okay, or the surface, but not a line. All right, that's pretty much it. I'll take care of extrude. There's really not much into it.